Good evening. This is another video that I am presenting to you from the trip that Sister Claire and I took in 2023. And certainly this one is leaving Paris and going to Charleroi, Belgium. This city is the original destination that we were uh, planning to go to because Sister Claire needed to do some business there. And so going to Europe was because we were going to Charleroi, Belgium. And so here is the city that we went to, and I'm going to show you just a few clips of it. We stayed there about 4 or 5 days. And so I'm just showing you uh, uh, September the 9th and September the 10th. We made it there on September the 9th, and we went to Sonia's home. Sonia is a beautiful person. I just appreciate her spirit. I appreciate her willingness to house us and to certainly accommodate us for those times that we stayed in Charleroi. She was so gracious. She drove us around. She took us to different meetings to meet Claire's work people that she worked with some 30 years ago. And then certainly we went to Brussels and we just had a great time with her. But she was so hospitable. And I certainly want to thank her, give a shout out to her. She and all of those that we met, that we fellowship with in Charleroi. So let me show you. This is about 27 or 28 clips, and let's just get into it and let me show you what we did during that particular time. Now, this is Charleroi, Belgium, September the 9th, September the 10th, and it really should be 2023, not 2024. But certainly, let me just show you what we did there going into Charleroi. This is the road. Now, I had already shared with you that we left Milan and we went to Paris, and our intent was to go to Paris and spend those 3 days there, see the Eiffel Tower, see Notre Dame, and all of the general sites that you will normally see when you go to Paris. However, because we were not able to uh, get the money exchange that we needed, and the taxi cabs would not accept the credit cards, we was limited to what we could see, and so we left there just with going to a few places. Uh, Lillian just picked us up and took us around, and so we did what we could do. But then we had to go to Charleroi, which is where we wanted to go. This is the road going to Charleroi, and as we are then again on the bus, I'm taking pictures of the different sites and events that we are seeing while we are going. And these turbines, wind turbines, they are all throughout Europe. All throughout Europe, you see these wind turbines. I started first experiencing them when we went to Amsterdam, and I just started taking pictures of on the bus every time we get back on the bus, and it's just amazing. Now we are from all the way from Amsterdam all the way to Belgium, and we are still seeing these wind turbines throughout the country. Beautiful country, regardless of where we went. The country was just so beautiful, and that's another thing. Just having the trip on the bus afforded us that opportunity to see the country of Europe. We went to uh, 6 different countries and 15 different cities. Can you imagine the country that we saw? And it was just a beautiful place to go to. Again, just riding and taking pictures, and you can still see all the turbines. Now we have made it to Charleroi, and we spent the night. This is on the ninth. Spent the night there. Then we got up the next morning. This picture here is the 10th. This is the 10th, and that is Sonia. Hey, Sonia, had a great time with you. This is Sonia, Claire, myself, and the background, that building is the hospital that Claire did the work in 30 years ago. So Sonia took us to that particular building, and we didn't go inside, but we just stood on the outside reminiscing, and they are really talking about things that they experienced during that time. And I was just snapping pictures. I guess I was the photographer. I was just snapping pictures. But that was amazing that I could accommodate Sister Claire all the way back to Charleroi, where she originally went into from the Philippines and working in that particular building. That is just amazing. History is something, and I think uh, Sonia made all of that happen and made it possible. We are now in Sonia's apartment, and these are her three daughters. They decided that they wanted to come over and they wanted to meet us and greet us, and so each one of them have their own busy schedule. They are all professional ladies doing their own careers and everything, but they took time out to come over and to greet and to meet with us. And I just appreciate them so very, very much. So you see these three beautiful young ladies of Sonia, and then you also see Claire. And naturally, I am taking the picture of these ladies. Now they are toasting. They are toasting. One thing about Sonia, I don't really do a lot of drinking, but Sonia would not let me sit down at the table for lunch or for breakfast or for anything without having some wine in my glass. And so, what I would naturally do, I would drink my one little sip of wine, and then I would either put some type of Sprite or a drink in there so Sonya wouldn't keep filling it up. This is a beautiful lady. I just appreciate her so very, very much. And her girls are the same. They were just so hospitable. It was as though that I had been knowing them all the time. That's just the way they were. This is Claire and Sonia taking a picture together. Now she drove us in town of Charleroi, and this is a kind of like a market that they were doing. There's a street in Charleroi that they just opens up, and they have all types of vendors and everything there. This particular place is selling, the meat and look like it's already cooked and everything. It's just a beautiful place, and so they are doing that. I took a picture of that, and then I went on up the streets, just taking pictures and everything. And I'll show you the place and the things that I took. This is one of the churches that is at the end of the street. The street opens up into kind of like a courtyard. And this is one of the buildings that is in that particular courtyard. So you can stand in the courtyard and then just pan all around, and you can see different buildings that I was taking pictures of. So now this is another uh, structure that when we were coming in, going to where that road was, that street where she and Claire and I were in that little market. And I took a picture of this because it just was a beautiful sight also. And so you can see something of the streets a view of Charleroi just by looking at that. Here's another street view also. Now this is Queen Amtric. This is I don't know what queen she is. I don't know anything about it, but it says Queen Amtric in Charleroi Park. And I looked that up on Google, and that's what it says. I didn't go deeper to try to find out queen of what. I just took a picture of that particular statue. This is the Center for Art, for Fine Art in Charleroi. I told you that when you make it to the end of that street, that little market street, it opens up into a courtyard. And I'm panning around now. To my right will be that church that I took a picture of. And then this building here is the Center for Fine Art building in Charleroi. And then this is another church. I'm still panning and just taking pictures of different things now. But everything is right there. I'm taking a selfie now of that Center of Fine Art there. Picture of that another church that is still panning in that particular courtyard. Still panning, taking selfies. That's the original church that I took a picture of by itself. Now I'm taking a selfie of that picture of that church. And when I first made it in there, they had a lot of scaffolding because they was doing some type of work in that particular area. So you could just walk across the courtyard. You had to walk around it. Now, what type of work they were doing, I have no idea. Again, this is standing now at the beginning of the street that they have the vendors on and looking down that street. And you can see one of those churches that I taken a picture of, that tall one there. And once you get there, it opens up into that courtyard. That's a beautiful place. Sonia and Sister Claire, we're just walking. I think we are leaving, coming back the uh, the marketplace now. Or we may be going there because I don't see any bags, anything that they having in their hands. But they're still walking, and I'm up in front of them, ahead of them, taking pictures, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That is the first 2 days. Getting there in the afternoon and the evening of the ninth, and then on the 10th, Sonia was so gracious just to take us and show us something of uh, of Charleroi. Now we also gonna see some more pictures of Charleroi because again I told you we stayed there about 4 or 5 days. So you're gonna see a whole lot more of that. But this is just the beginning of that little trip going into Charleroi. Hopefully next time I'll show you day 3, which is the 11th, which is going to show you a whole lot of other pictures. And then also I'm going to find some more pictures of just the city and show you some more building pictures that I took also. Again, thank you so much. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you for all of the people. They were so gracious. We would not have gone to Waterloo if it was not for one of the persons that we met while we were at the gathering to meet and greet with Sister Claire. And so we did a lot of things. In fact, there was about 4 or 5 cities that we went to right there in Belgium. You know, just in Belgium, we went to so many places, and most of those places was riding on the train. You know, I learned how to get on that train. Get on that train, and then you just go Amsterdam, go to Brussels, and then come back to Charleroi. And then we got in the car with one of the people that we met, and they were so gracious to take us to Waterloo, and we that's how we made it over there. And then on the last day, Sister Sonia got Sister Claire and I and took us to the bus station. While we were waiting there, two other of the people that we had fellowship with came, and so all of us would just gather around. They did not leave until we actually got on that bus and left. You can't beat that. That is just a beautiful spirit of the people that we met, and it was not only there in Charleroi, in Belgium, but it was throughout Europe. Wherever we went, the people that we met, the people that how homes that we stayed in that was so gracious, everything was just lovely. Had a great time. Thank you so much for watching this little short video. Hope, trust, and pray. This is giving you something of what we experienced just by going there. And I would love to go back to Charleroi. Charleroi is a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. Now, it's not a little small place. As we were riding around, Charleroi is a large place, large city, as compared to other cities that we went to. It may be considered a small city, but Charleroi has a lot going on for you. Again, thank you so much. Hope, trust, and pray that God will bless you, be with you, keep you. This is my prayer. Sonia, your family, your friends, may God continue to bless each and every